Hi, I'm Rachel Ash. On social media, I go by Rachel Keenes. Today, I thought I'd change things up and take you through some of my initial sketching that I did for one of my costumes. I have just finished the sketching, and therefore it's the perfect time to show the sketching and let you guys see how I think through my process. About 2 years ago at MomoCon 2019, I was talking with a friend. I came up with a concept which was a Rococo Peach from Mario Brothers. Her dress is basically a Rococo gown. Like, it's this close to a Rococo gown. And I wanted an excuse to make one, let's be honest. It's a time period, the mid 1700s is a time period that is just fun and lavish and ridiculous. And who doesn't want a gown from that time period? Except my husband, who apparently doesn't want a gown from that time period. I have asked. But everyone else, you want a gown from that time period. Think Marie Antoinette, think, the Great. This is just, it's a beautiful time period. So I want not just any Rococo gown, I want a robe a la Française. I'm sorry, I know I butchered the pronunciation of it. We're just going to keep moving forward from there. So, because I had that design in mind, a little while after that, I sketched this out. And based off of doing a little bit of research and looking at some pictures, and it wasn't heavy research yet because I was just starting the journey of the research for this. So I just wanted to put some of my ideas on paper. My goal was to bring in the iconography from Super Mario Brothers, as well as being true to Peach and Peach's color scheme. So I wasn't going to be like all Super Mario Brother colored because it really would start taking away from the image of Peach, but I still wanted to bring in the Super Mario iconography. There were a lot of flaws with this. I knew there would be, and I continued to do research before I decided to actually tackle it. In the meantime, I started on some other projects, which I still haven't finished because COVID hit, work got really difficult and needed a lot from me. And they are mowing the lawn across the street, so I hope that doesn't interfere too much with the sound, but we're just going to keep going. So without too much further ado, I just wanted to kind of tell you that we're going to end up comparing the two and some of the changes I made at the very end of the video, but I wanted you to have a chance to sort of get an introduction to this video and what I was doing with it and what I plan to show you. So we're going to see me redraw this with one of my favorite croquis for this type of style of drawing and color it in, and then I will have a more updated image for you. Come on. Alright, so we're going to start with a light box and put on my favorite croquis. This is the most recent croquis I've made. I've made 3 croquis for women, and this is the most recent one. And a croquis is like a model that you make that's the basis of your fashion drawings. You can look at models as your like inspiration and then draw bodies off of them. And I learned to do this from watching several fashion drawing things, which I talk about in the conclusion, so I'm not going to repeat myself multiple times. But as you see, I use the croquis as my base, and then I sort of build the outfit all the way up. I kind of almost build the panties first, and then I build the shoes, and then I build the petticoat, build the stomacher, and from there I'm going to build all the layers. So I build the robe La Française, and again, I will continue to apologize for my pronunciation of that. And yes, I did the same kind of process the previous time, which you can see next to it. It's already got better lines the second time around than it did the first time, because if you look, the angles of the panniers are more realistic to the shape, and all my angles are a little bit more knowledgeable. I've got the pleats in the petticoat that aren't in the original. The bodice is a little more straight lined. I mean, I'm working with a non-corseted original base body, but you know, I'm doing what I can. I also like this body for this because she's got a hand up, which is perfect for holding a parasol. And since Peach needs her parasol so she can float around, I like using this one to add my parasol in. I do hope to make a parasol as part of it. So I'm adding lace now. Now originally, as you can see from the original, I just have basic lace. This time around, I have a very specialized lace. That's why I'm drawing such detail in. I've designed lace, which I will do a little thing over. I would love to say that I am knitting lace or many other versions of lace, but I'm not, because I'm not willing to do that for the amount of yardage I would need to do the lace for both the petticoat and my sleeves. I'm weirdly willing to do all kinds of crazy detail with sewing, including embroidery, but like I draw the line at crocheting and knitting. It's just not there. Catch me in a year and we'll see if that's changed, but currently that's my line. And so instead I'm making the lace out of organza and rhinestones, and I will be releasing a video on that pretty soon. So and now I'm drawing her hip things, which is the technical term. I've seen these on a lot of court robes, so I know that they are there and they probably actually have a technical term. I just don't know what it is, so they're called hip things for all intents and purposes at this moment. And then I added an organza apron with pleats, because I love pleats. And the reason for this change is the other apron is very heavy. There's no need for it to be that heavy. It's not really true to the realities of that time, especially because we're talking about a princess. And organza would have been a nice, neat, fancy fabric. A useful apron's really good if you are someone who actually works for a living, but this is a princess. Her job is statescraft at best, if she's lucky, and educated. So, all right, now I'm adding in the ruffles, because ruffles are necessary for a robe la Francais and for the 1700s in general. And I'm adding in star details, because of course I am. Stars are an important part of the Marioverse iconography. And then I am adding in more ruffles because, yes, ruffles are important. Those are pleated ruffles though, so they're extra exciting to me because I love pleats. So basically, I'm trying to make sure that I get all the details that I would really want in this dress. And here you're going to see me attempt to draw a bow to my hair. And fail miserably. I'm going to try it more than once. I'm going to hate it, and then I'm going to give up, and I'm just going to draw hair because I can't draw a bow to my hair. And there's the parasol. So luckily, and I also give up once on that, but luckily I can pull off a parasol. I cannot pull off a bow in the hair. I don't know why. It is not in my skill set, and maybe something I need to practice. I just feel like I won't need it for, at most, if I decide to pull off a boat in the hair for this, I will need it for one costume in my entire life. That's not many costumes. Do I really need to work on the skill set of drawing boats in hair? I don't know. So I'm going to just call it good and draw the hair the little bit I did. In a second, I'm going to come back after finishing this. Yep, there we are. I erased what I put on the stomacher and I'm putting something new there because I didn't like my original design. And this is going to be Peach's castle with a little cloud and some of the other like flora from Mario to fill it in and make it look like a more normal embroidery design. And here you go. So there is the parasol and the hair that does not have a boat in it. And here you can see some of the other things. It's really hard to see the lace details, so you may have to wait until I release that video for you to see it. You can, however, see the millions of pleats, because pleats are beautiful and they need to be part of everything. Now we are jumping into inking. Inking is really cool. That's such a good descriptive word. Inking is something I had to edge my way into because I was terrified to destroy my drawings when I first started inking drawings. My first attempts was where I would apply color first and then ink, and I found that I didn't like doing that as much because I would lose some detail and then I'd have to sort of recreate it. So I've started inking first instead, and then I will erase, which I didn't do on screen because honestly I felt like a screen full of me erasing, not that exciting. I'm not even sure how exciting a screen full of me drawing is. So this is sort of an experimental video in the first place. But a screen full of me erasing is definitely not exciting. So it took me a while to get brave with inking. I would do short lines and be scared, but now I'm getting to where I can do like long lines at a time and sort of just go for it. And now I ink with bravado, so that's great. I am just tracing light dots around the things in between the laces, and that's because those are going to be little poofy quilted items on my skirt. I also am not filling in the details on the lace or the stomacher because that's going to be white on white, and so are the poofy things on the skirt, so therefore I'm being very careful not to overly color those. However, I am throwing in the hair. The hair has the I like that word iconography for this. I started to go for it and I just realized how much I've said this word in this video and it kind of bothers me, but they're, I will say, iconic. Her bangs are iconic, and so they are necessary for this, but they are really unusual bangs for this time period, so I will probably make them removable from the wig so that I can change the wig out and maybe actually use it for other 1700s type of dresses, because I'm going to be working hard on this wig, and I will wear this more than once because that would be insane. However, I would like to be able to wear the wig for more than one costume. So I like to do an overall wash basically of a color and then start adding in the shadows. It's just a good way to control how much color saturation you put into something. And I sometimes change my mind as I go and then go back and darken color in lots of different places. So there is a lot of detail on that edge of the bottom skirt, so I have to kind of be really careful in that area. I also wanted it to look kind of like it's glowing because the silk will have a really pretty sheen to it, so I want to make sure that it shines the right way. And now, to continue the look of Peach, I'm going to add the darker pink to the hip thingies. Again, technical term. Peach has always been a fun character because, well, I say always. When she starts, not as fun. I mean, she's just being rescued by Mario. She's just a princess in the castle that's being rescued. Not as exciting. But all as early as Mario 2, she starts being her own princess that floats around and has her own powers. And Mario 2 was actually one of my favorite Marios, and it could have been as simple as I got to play an empowered female character, and I am really simple that way. So I'm filling in all the details of the lace in gray, and that, as well as like any of the shading that's needed in the white. So Again, that's because the embroidery is white on white and the lace is white on white. And so I'm trying to make sure that my colors stay peach appropriate even as I incorporate other imagery from Super Mario. So going back to my story, I was really excited to play a cool character who was really strong from Super Mario. As early as Super Mario 2, she's able to do, you know, all the things that the guys are doing, and she's able to fight all the bad guys, and she floats, which is just a cool power. She was my main on Super Smash Brothers, and I usually won. And she's just always been a major favorite of mine. So I have actually always been a big fan of Miss Princess Peach here. So here she is in her full color glory. And again, you can't really see the details too much, but I will be showing it off when I do the lace making video. So stay tuned for that. So here it is. I love adding color to these images because I feel like it just brings it to that next level. It also makes it easier for me to think through what I think it's going to look like and just, you know, compare. Pencil drawing, inked and color drawing. There's so much more going on. Pencil drawing, inked and colored. And she looks like a little pretty pink puff ball. So what I'm really excited about is tackling this afterwards. I have all this imagery to help me remember what I originally intended. It still might change. This is still up for a change, but this is where my mind is at right now. So I hope you enjoyed seeing a sketch come to life, and I hope you'll join me for the journey of creating this thing, because I am really excited to make Rococo Peach come alive with all these new pieces. And that's it for this particular video. I will see you later. If you are interested in following the creation of this cosplay, and or for some reason I have not scared you off with my blathering, please like, subscribe, push the buttons, do the thing, comment. Any of those things is awesome. I will answer any questions you have. Shout out randomly to Zoe Hong, which is where I learned how to sketch fashion plates, because I didn't know how to. I learned how to draw croquis from watching her videos, and I learned how to draw fashion stuff from her videos. So she has no idea who I am and would have no idea that I'd be promoting her. So if you think there's an affiliation there, there's not. I just found her videos really helpful, and I will link her channel below. But that's it. Have a wonderful rest of your April. And hopefully I'll have another video out in May. And I'm here to do things, but I don't remember what. Give me 1 second. See her right here. Hi. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. And do another take, 'cause it's good to have more than one. Ooh. Should I look at the other mic so I can make sure it's doing okay? There's a mic. Hi, I'm Rachel, but I don't remember my last name because I'm dumb. It's because I use 2 different ones and I get confused between the ones.